morning, it's Tammy the Canadian Stamper. It's June 1st already, and we're gonna make a Father's Day card today using the best family ever, just for our sentiment. And we're pulling out some oldie goldies for this one. I saw a project to make this plaid, I guess it's a shirt, and I didn't have the stuff in current, so we're pulling out oldie goldies, so it'll be good. And this will be a quicker live because we have company coming from the States. My girlfriend Dawn and her family are coming up. For those that don't know, I used to live down in Arizona. I actually lived in Oklahoma for a while as well. And so she's coming up with the fam. They're on the Black Ball Ferry right now, so I'm pretty excited about that. They were supposed to come up before COVID came about, so they're a bit delayed. Let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna go over our goodies. So best family ever stamp set. I'm gonna show you, well, you probably know the trick, but I'm gonna show you how to use, because I want to use best ever. So I want to say best dad ever, but this is one stamp. We're gonna use some Stampin' Write markers. These are our oldies. Rectangle stitched framelits. We're gonna use the biggest one. And what are these? Countryside corner dies to make our pocket. So let's go over the, now if you have buttons, this is a good project for buttons. So last Father's Day, actually a few Father's Day, I made, oh shoot, I should have grabbed it from my little stash there of 3D items. We made a gift card holder out of and it looked like a shirt. This one's a bit different. You could still make this, literally, you can make any card into a gift card holder. You could put a pocket along the front, or on the inside, you could put a strip of paper, put tear and tape on 3 sides, and then that's your gift card holder spot. So standard A2 size card base at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And I think we're gonna use Early Espresso. Good morning, Jan and Terry. See you jumping on. All right, so here, oh, and the paper we're using is also from my retired thing package downstairs. I don't know what this paper was called, but it was the fish stuff. So I want the plaid paper that's there. And these are the stitched corner dies. So we're gonna cut, or obviously I already cut, the smallest, third smallest is this little die right there. So one out of Very Vanilla and one out of our DSP to make the pocket. You don't have to have the die. I think you could, how big is this? Just so you know, if you don't have the dies. This is about 1 3/4 by 1 3/4-ish. That's the size we're going for. And this one, in case you don't have this die set, then at least you get an idea. It's about 5 1/8 by 3 3/4. All right, so now here's decision time. I need to bring up comments. So I am interested to know what your thoughts are. So this is how the card's gonna go. We have our piece here, and our dies have little stitching happening there. So this is gonna go like this. Now these pieces, I've used this large die and set it on an angle. Here, I'll show you. These dies, honestly, they're like a hot mess, always. They were always a hot mess. Oh, there's the biggest one right there. So what I did, pretend this is a piece of I went like this with the die to get this piece. That's how that goes. So this and this and this. All right, decision time. If you could please help me. Now, this piece is gonna go here as like the collar of the shirt. And this is Very Vanilla, by the way. And then we have our little pocket. which is going to go here, and then our buttons, which goes 1, 2, and 3. Cute, right? So here's the question, like this, or I made this little edge piece, or like that. I feel like I want to have, what do you think? Should I do the layer in there? I'm gonna let Facebook catch up. Good morning, Pam and Christine. I see you all. Okay, so while you're commenting, I'm just gonna talk about buttons for a minute. So if you do not have buttons, I had this, or even if you do have buttons, but you don't necessarily have 3 of them, because these are pretty big. I have no idea where I got these from. You know, everybody's probably got a bag of buttons somewhere, right? So then for those who don't have, I have this 1/2-inch circle punch. It's retired. And I've chopped out or punched out a circle from the DSP, a circle from Early Espresso. This is a piece of Very Vanilla that just had like an imprint on it, and then just Very Vanilla. Okay, so layer. Okay, good. So we're talking about a layer. So now let's talk buttons. So do we go, which button do we use? Whoops. Actually, not this one, because I don't have the die to make that go. And then I think this one just blends in too much. So really, vanilla, the big button, or Early Espresso, dark metal. So I have the Early Espresso Stampin' Write marker. And we're gonna add some stitching as well. So I'm gonna glue these pieces together because we know this is the layer that we want. Unclog this. Yeah, so if you're just joining, maybe you missed it. Excuse me, this is gonna be kind of a fast live because we are going down to pick up my girlfriend and her family from the Coho Ferry. So I used to live in Arizona. I went to live there after I graduated from high school. And I met my friend Dawn. And Dawn and I have been friends for, oh gosh, 20 years? More than that. And so her and her family were supposed to come up on, like right in 2020 when COVID came around. So obviously the plan did not work to come and visit. So this is the rescheduled visit, which is, I'm super excited. I haven't seen Dawn in probably 10 years. Lance and I went and visited once upon a time before Zach. All right. So I see your comments. Thank you. You're talking dark, big button, metal. You can't see the coffee because it blends in. I think probably you mean this one because it does blend in. Anyways, it's good. We're clear. Okay, so this one's gonna go like this. Actually, let's do some stamping before we get too carried away here. All right, so we're gonna get some Post-its. We're gonna use Early Espresso and our stamp set. So I want to just be mindful of how much you want this to stick out of the pocket for your sentiment, you know, as far as where you're stamping. So this is a fun stamp set. It's got all the different people, and then best ever. So what I want to do here is I only want the best. So it's going to say best dad ever. So we're going to pick this up. Get a little Post-it. I'm just going to ink up just the best. Actually, I might not need the Post-it. Yep, nailed it. Oh shoot, now I just got the E. So close. Anyways, just take your Post-it, cover the side of the stamp that you don't want to be inking. So it's gonna say best. Wet wipe. Best. And then we're gonna put Dad. So what are you guys up to this weekend? Pocket with coffee cup. There's no coffee cup, Christine. Best. Dad. Whoops. I'll go in the middle. Oh, shoot. Let me get right over it to fix it. So beauty of photopolymer stamps, hopefully I don't mess this up, is that you can, yep, totally fix that. Best Dad. And now we're gonna go back with our other stamp. And we're just gonna go on this side and try not to get the T. Best Dad ever, whoops. Let's see if we can get ever in there. Tuck it in. Oh shoot, it's just a little, whoops. I'm gonna cover this up just because I'm nervous if there's any residue. And I'm gonna have to put this ever on an angle. Nailed it. Best Dad ever. Cute. Okay, so let's get this stuck down. Yeah, we're making a shirt. Sometimes, you know, Facebook, well, not sometimes, all the time, Facebook, the first few minutes of my live is, people miss it, I think, unless you're doing replay. Okay, now you could pop some, do I want to pop some? Sure, let's try. And then if it doesn't look very good, then you'll know not to do it. Actually, before we do that, I have this. So I want to, where's my, I want to just try. I want to add some stitching, but I don't want to commit onto my project. So similar to the blends, the Stamperite markers have the bullet tip and the brush tip. Whoops. These are the old style Stampin' Blends. They have a newer version. Anyways, this is what I'm just gonna add the stitching. And we're gonna do it around this. Just to give it some, it's the little things. It's the little, whatchamacallit, little details. All right, so you guys have any suggestions of what we should do to tour Dawn and her family around today? I asked Zach if he was gonna come with me. He says, well, are we going for ice cream? I'm like, of course, obvs. Have you guys been to that ice cream place down on Government Street? I can't remember what it's called. I think it's a French name. It's insanely sweet. I can only do like a baby cone. It's so sweet. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. All right, so now I've committed for this whole piece, so we're gonna have to just, but on this lower piece, so the die itself has a stitch. So I'm actually just gonna cut, I'm just drawing these little lines over the stitching that's already there. Yeah, it is super yummy. It's like, but I think if you're diabetic, it's probably not something that you would have. I feel like I'm not diabetic. It's something I shouldn't have. It's so sweet. It's crazy. All right, what else is there to do? I really like this little stitching. I'm committing. I'm going all the way around. Do I have time? Sure, it's 9:15. We're gonna go at 9:30. We got nothing but time. So fun fact. So the join special is now over, but the next fun thing, promotion I should say, that Stampin' Up! Has going for June is, I think it's 10% off. I should have really looked before I said anything, but the Stamp Cut and Emboss machines are on sale. So if you're a demonstrator, you get the discount price plus, or promotion price plus your discount, which I just bought a brand new large Stamp Cut and Emboss machine last month. And I didn't know that the special was going to happen. Anyways, it's not like they'll wear out or you have to buy a new one. Once you have them, it lasts forever. So the mini as well as the large Stamp Cut and Emboss machine for June 2024 are on special. All right, last row. So this is an extra, I mean, you certainly don't have to do this piece. Depending on the plaid paper that you're going to use, Lance loves plaid. My dad died when I was 19. I have no idea where the lid went for that. So no Father's Day card for my dad. Actually, the anniversary of my dad's death was yesterday. How many years has it been? 20 something years? It's been a minute. Anyways. All right, let's get some dimensionals on here. So we're popping up the collar. Ice cream place in James Bay when you're there. It was so good. Oh. Maybe I'll message Nat and ask her. Flaverie. Is that what it's called? I've probably butchered the French name. Oh, I like that popped up. I'm popping up this one too. Because we can. It kind of gives it a bit of dimension. Yeah? Yeah, so you could make this, depends on what kind of dies you want to use, but you get the idea to make the shirt. You know, there's all kinds of different types of shirts, so you can get creative with your dies to make it happen. Best dad ever. This is a cute card, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna go right there. So glue dots. All right, so the answers to the question were this, the silver. I have no idea where, it says vintage on it. All right, so we're going glue dots. These are pretty heavy, but I'm gonna risk it with one. Let's see what happens. So maybe go in the middle first. Oh yeah, that's good. No problem. And this one, whoop. You guys making Father's Day cards? Some of you. Mother's Day cards were big. Lots of Mother's Day cards. There, and then they're kind of spaced out better, you know? Now, normally I feel like I want to add some bling or something to this, but oh, it's quite heavy actually with the, these are pretty heavy. I should actually put another piece in here because the top is so heavy. So depending on what kind of buttons you do, not this one, this one. I wonder if I could do that one there or that one there. Sure, let's do it. If you had more buttons, you could put them on. Whoops. So you could do all the little discs if you want. Oh my gosh, Gail, you use the same card every year for Father's Day? That's pretty funny. No Father's Day cards for you, Pam. You're in your dad passed away. Group, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. Just gonna see if I can bring this up a bit because oh no, I messed it up. It's not quite lined up, but that's okay. Yeah, so for those who have dads still, you could even do a little Father's Day card memorial. Yeah, so there it is. Love it. What do you think? Good? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like or a love. Thanks for joining. Thanks for participating. I so appreciate our times together, and have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the day. Bye for now.